May I have everyone's attention, please? We have a new student.
Nice job, Katie.
Are you trying to make the rest of us feel dumb?
I'm not trying to, it's just happening.
Dear God, woman.
Angourie, I want to start with you. We know Katie's art from the original movie and also the musical. So how did you approach putting your own spin on this version to make her stand out?
Yeah, well, what I think is so special about Katie's story is that it's so relatable. I think we all feel this this insecurity when entering a new space. We want to fit in. We want the cool people to like us. Doesn't matter whether that's in high school or at a new job or just in any social situation. In terms of making her my own, I mean, that story I connected with so much, so it was just about following the same process that I do with any character, and that's writing notes, really tracking her journey in the script, identifying the first time she tells a lie, the first time she manipulates someone, really doing that homework and doing the process so that once I got to set on day one, I didn't have to worry about it. I didn't worry about making it too different because I just trusted that it would be.
Yeah, definitely. And Reneé, you'd played Regina George on Broadway, obviously, but did you sort of have to approach this role as though you had never played her before and you kind of had to put your new spin because a film is so different to being on stage?
Yeah. No, I don't think. No, I think that when I first did it here in New York, I remember like being in rehearsals and like I think like the notes that I got in rehearsals at the time were conducive to like stage, which was inherently, you know, bring it up a little bit, like make her a little more and like a little more bubbly and feminine or whatever. And that isn't necessarily like my thought on it. Like I think it's just kind of like as I show up in this is probably how I would have showed up, you know, had I not had any notes. However, those notes work for stage and those are really smart. That's not at all, I don't think, what I did here. I think this is, I mean, I don't really know, but I think this is much more of a like a less fucks given version of it.
Yeah.
It's just like not trying.
Chris, you had said before that you only really could do this movie because it was a non-singing role.
Yeah.
But did that bring its own challenges? Because this is a musical, and it's in a musical where you get like thoughts and feelings of inner characters through their big numbers.
Yeah.
So was that a different challenge for you to kind of show off what Aaron's thinking at any point when you don't have that big number?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, whatever, yes or no, I'm grateful that he didn't have a number. I think we all are. I don't know. I mean, I've never had a role where the character sings and dances his feelings, so I don't really know any different. So in some ways, I know the work that I do to feel like I understand this character and I know what he's doing and I know what he's going through and hope that translates. But it was fun to be like in numbers and not really be a part of it. Like that's fun. It's really cool to like not really know what's going on or then like be oblivious to like something that's happening. Like just fun inputs to play with. It's weird.
Yeah, you had to like ignore me singing at you.
I was like, I'm math.
Well, I'm like yelling at the back of your head.
It was fun. Yeah, I like that.
That's probably.
There's no point where because Aaron does have a number in the musical, there's no point where you're like, oh man, I really do actually wish that I was singing and doing everything when you're seeing Angourie and Reneé do their stuff.
No, I'm so happy. This is.
Do you know that and someone gets hurt in the musical?
Yeah, he sings it. Yeah, it was in the script the whole time, and I was like, they're not gonna make me do that, right?
It would have been our duet.
Everyone else wished that Chris would sing, but
Constantly.
It's a lie.
yeah.
He told me he would sing Night Changes by One Direction for my birthday.
I didn't.
No,
I sort of
you
did.
absolutely
I sort of
did.
did, but I didn't mean it.
Yeah. No, he's doing it.
You just have to take him to karaoke at one point and just make him sing. Just do the first song.
I've spent an entire day sitting at karaoke not singing multiple times.
Have you really?
Yeah.
That all changes this Wednesday night.
I've also sang at karaoke, but I just wanted to.
What does it take for you to sing?
My birthday.
I don't know. Money.
Okay. Great.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really high number. We'll talk about it later.
Be good to see. The Mean Girls, since its release, has become such a part of popular culture and culture itself. Like for me, like my birthday is literally October 3rd. So if people have to know
Has that been
when
hard
my
for
birthday
you?
is, oh, it's Mean Girls Day. Like
Wow.
no one will forget that.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I wonder if that's all right. Like it's good. Like people remember my birthday through it. It's no wrong
that's
with
true.
that. To be fair, so I was wondering for each of you, was there a particular moment in this that you're actually kind of gutted that someone else got to do one of those iconic moments? I wonder if start with you, Angourie.
One of my favorite lines is "She doesn't even go here," and I also love it not just because of the line, but because of the way it's like the hoodie up, the sunglasses on, like just yelling from
funny.
the back. So I do love that, and I could never do it in the way that Jacquel does it, but I am kind of jealous because that is such a great iconic moment. Yeah.
I will say there was a lot like that I wish I was there for, because I was probably there for like almost not even half of our shooting days.
Yeah,
You were probably
that's
there every
true.
day. You were there a lot.
I was there every single day.
Yeah,
You were
was
every
there
single day.
every fucking
was
day.
there.
But I feel like there are like so many iconic moments that I wish I could be like to my friends. I was like, yeah, I was there. Was not that good in person. You know what I mean? Or, like I don't know. I wanted to have like insight, but I wasn't.
No.
So that's not really an answer to that question. But
God, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm like,
That's because
what?
you have all the iconic moments. You don't wish.
I
you
feel
had
Regina
any.
has so many big
Yeah.
moments that you kind of don't need
You
any
don't
other
need
ones,
any
really.
more. You don't. You can't have any more. You have too many.
you're done.
I'm cut off. Actually. I'm drunk. I'm cut off.
And Reneé, I was wondering, because you had performed this role before, you had the unique thing where you're coming from the original story, but also the changes from Broadway, because this even makes changes to that story and this one,
Yeah.
like especially with the use of social media.
Yeah.
What for you, when you read this script for this film, felt like the smartest change to make this version stand out?
I think it's the things that are like written between the lines for me about this script, because like I know 4 different scripts in my brain. Like obviously there's the like iconic 2004 film, there's the Broadway like first draft that I did that was Frozen, and then we changed the script in some of the songs 2 days before COVID, and that was a different version of the show. And now this, which is a different version, which has new songs, new script. Things are taken out, certain things are put in now. We have entirely new songs. So I have a lot of different versions. I like about this that it really does feel like, to me, the storyline with the girls is very layered. And I think it's up for interpretation. But it's very layered, and there's things written in between the lines that aren't necessarily said, but are, I think, implied by the way that Tina adapted it, and then by the way that we also adapted it, which makes me like it a lot.
Yeah, great. And finally, Angourie and Chris as well. I wondered, what is it you're hoping that Mean Girls fans get from this? Because everyone's grown up with Katie and Aaron's story from that first one, but this is kind of just a new interpretation. Is that what you're hoping, that people just view this as not a remake, but just a different take on this story?
Sure. I mean, something Jacquel said the other day is that it's less of a remake and it's more a reimagining, and we're not taking anything away from the versions of Mean Girls that already exist. It's just an addition. I also think the main thing is that we all signed on to do this because we love Mean Girls so much.
Right.
Like everything in this comes from a place of loving the story, loving the characters, loving the world, and wanting to represent it in a different way that's fun and exciting and new, but also just because we have so much admiration and love for the source material as well.
Yeah, that's sort of what I was gonna say. I mean, I agree with that, because I feel like a good reason to hate a movie is if it's just like a shot-for-shot remake, you know? And we don't want that. Nobody wants that. But this, I would like to think, exists totally separate from it. It is an acknowledgement of Mean Girls, or how we know Mean Girls, but it exists sort of on its own. I hope people can appreciate it for that, because we're not trying to replace it.